Dallas Stars and the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Stars are 4-1, 4 home wins. Chicago, Phoenix, St. Louis, and these Jackets all falling victim to the Stars in the early season. Dallas's lone loss, their lone road game at Chicago a week ago Saturday. This one drifting all the way back. Trevor Daley, Nick Grossman pursuing in tandem. Daley takes the hit. Stars begin with Mike Ribeiro's unit of 3, Michael Ryder, number 73, and Brendan Morrow, who has the puck now at the Jacket line. Squeeze toward the boards, he'll send it around behind. That's Ryder back of the net. Savard dipped it, Ribeiro centered it, it's loose in front. That one deflected right off Brassard, I think, and off the crossbar.
And it did, you could hear it up here go ting, and out in behind Mason. So a sloppy start for the Blue Jackets. One thing you can expect from them in the Stars end of things is finishing their checks. You know they're going to come out and try to pound away here early.
Daley handing it off. That's Louis Eriksson. Now it's Ben, Eriksson, and Ott. Ben pursuing right at Phoenix, back of the net. Ott following along, and that pass away from Ben and out to center ice. Sheldon Surrey and Stefan Robidoux partnered together. Hardy and Grossman both getting healthy. Pairs are still, we call it a work in progress, but they stay what they were on Saturday. Center ice, that's Dorsett hammering it in. Surrey up ahead to Jamie Benn. Off the bench was Vermette to slow him down, and that creates an offside for Ben and the Stars.
Tough play and a good play by Vermette, who was standing still. You're right, stepped right off the Blue Jackets bench. There's that chance for the Ribeiro line in tight. Brassard trying to block the centering pass. Goes off him. A look from up above. You can see how this thing caromed off. Boy, that danced straight across. Almost went in off the pipe to the glove hand of the right hand catching Mason.
Wouldn't that be fitting for Ribeiro's first goal of the year?
It would have been fitting for him, and it probably would have been apropos for these Columbus Blue Jackets who have struggled.
Vermette swung it on goal. It's Alexander Giroux. He was called up in the minor leagues, played Saturday, number 28, scored a goal. He's 30 years old. He knows how to score at the American Hockey League level, and Gary Lettman making his first stop as Vermette is buzzing. Giroux and Prospel out there. Giroux and Prospel both scored in that game. Russell from the high slot, passing it off. Prospel shooting it wide of the net. Vermette out toward the line. Aaron Johnson in the lineup tonight. There's Giroux shooting, save Lettman. Fiddler took the hit, got it to the line. Fiddler, Dvorak, and Burish in a defensive posture here.
And they've been forced to spend the whole time in their own zone.
Russell passing it to the side. Johnson shot wildly off the mark and out.
It's about the only way to diffuse the pressure of that line. Good shift by the Blue Jackets. A tough one in one aspect for that line for the Stars, but at the same time they gave them nothing but stuff from the outside.
Dallas's fourth line out here now. It's fourth line against fourth line, and Eric Nystrom, number 24, with the defensive play there. This is his first shift as a Dallas Star. He's being acquired from the Minnesota Wild to cure that salary cap issue.
The players out of the lineup for Glenn Gulutzan tonight: Barch, Peterson, and Mark Fistrick on defense. You know Nystrom will be vibrating at the start of this one, trying to impress some new bosses and new buddies.
Best buddies tonight, Jake Dowell and Tom Wandel. They are his lineys. Derek McKenzie in check. Nystrom had him. Ben's on with a partial change, and Savard banged it in from outside off Letton for the change.
That's why goalies get down and get as much equipment behind those shots from center as they can. That thing skipped. Lettman had to take it off the pad.
Ben in the corner. Radek Martinek slips free. R.J. Umberger got the pass along, clicks him, advancing it to the Dallas line. Robidoux stepping up to hold off Brassard. Eriksson leads Dallas with 3 goals, one in each of the last 3 games. Up ahead to Ben. He let it go to Ott. Eriksson heads to the net. Ott shot it up high and missed.
I think that's one of the areas the Stars might be able to expose the Blue Jackets tonight. If they're all fired up with some over pursuit in their game, the Stars are going to get some odd man cracks at them on offense.
Ribeiro to Ryder. Dallas is in. Slap shot. One also missed. Got to get these sights squared away here early in the game. 4.5 minutes into the first period. No score yet for the Stars and the Jackets. Dorsett following a bouncing puck Goligoski had him. Ribeiro squeezed one out. And there's Johnson. Driving it back across. Morrow with the check. Maxim Mayorov slugged as he walked right into Morrow. Centering feed to Johnson. Score! That one tipped in front. No, they're waving it off.
There's going to be a goalie interference call on Dorsett in front of the net, I think.
We've got no goal on the play. Columbus player in the crease. No goal. No penalty.
Oh, so there's, they have the option of these. Watch right in front of Kari Lehtinen here is Dorsett. Well, yeah, he went in and bumped into him. So they have the option of calling it multiple things, but one of them that they can call is just player in the crease, goaltender without the ability. Look at Kari Lehtinen right away. Gesticulates to say I was bumped into and interfered with. The idea being the goaltender has to be given the opportunity to make the save in that blue crease area. He wasn't. Puck went through him because Dorsett bumped into him. After the Stars got all messy in the corner with a couple of guys running into one another. So big break for Dallas here early.
And more of the same pain and suffering for the Jackets and their fans. Columbus winless in 5 to start the season. Their lone point, a shootout loss here to Colorado. They've scored exactly 2 goals in each of their first 5 games, including the loss in Dallas Saturday. Stars in trying to get this one deep. They can't do it. Vermette turns it out. Crossbow, Vermette. Crossbow, right circle, shot it. Dvorak blocked it. They go out to the line. Martinic hands it off, got it back, slap shot, save, and this time Kari's able to find the puck.
Man, did they need that save and whistle, because Dvorak lost his stick. Ended up where Dvorak and Burish were trying to cover sort of the same space. Instead, they get a restart for Glenn Gullet's inside. His main message to the team today was about stringing good games together. Be a good team for 1 month, not just one game. Certainly good on Saturday night and trending in the right direction. They'll get tested here tonight.
They face off in their own zone. And he said that too is a work in progress. Thought they were better in the circle. They were Saturday night. They get to this one. Nystrom trying to bludgeon it ahead, and he is successful with a little help from Dow.
I think tonight's going to be a lot about puck battles and will as much as skill.
That's the message on the other side.
I think they got it loud and clear on Sunday.
Dow going in there. Tootin gave it away, and Dow's shot denied.
Good pesky forechecking, but an ill-advised pass. Wow.
Robida cranking that one. Save Mason and sliding to the post to his left. He corrals to keep us scoreless. 6 and change into period 1 in Columbus.
Scott Arniel getting Rule 69-3 explained to him by the referee. It's contact inside the goal crease. If any attacking player initiates contact with a goalie, incidental or otherwise, while the goaltender is in his crease and a goal is scored, the goal is disallowed. There was the contact, there was the goal, and we heard the disallowed. So Dorsett, who I'm sure was told to drive to the front of the net, we're going to need a strong net presence tonight, drove too far and negated a goal.
Face-off in the Columbus zone. The Jackets clear this one, and icing coming if Goligoski can get to it first. He does.
You talked about the fact that they had a bit of a punishment practice. The punishment card was played early by Scott Arniel. Exactly 60 minutes was their practice on Sunday, because they didn't work for 60 minutes during the game on Saturday night. An optional this morning to bring full focus and energy to this one. Only a few guys on the ice for Columbus.
Maxim Mayorov at that block. Sammy Paulson shoved it into the corner. Derek Dorsett, the other guy on that line. That's Dorsett back of the net, and Big Party shoved him off the puck. Dorsett right back to contest, put it in front. Ben poked it to the boards. Paulson to the line for Grant Klitzum. Partnered with Radek Martinek, 35-year-old Czech. Spent his first 9 seasons with the New York Islanders. Haven't seen him much. He was over in the East. Goligoski to Ben. Moved it smartly. Ott took the hit, shoveled it out.
Yeah, it was a smart breakout all around. You could see Ott draw Martinic down to the top of the circle, and then an easy bunt off the boards and out.
Stars have been outshot 5-1, but they're trying to diffuse the early pressure and the building. And here comes Ribeiro. Chase through center ice. Smacks it in. Mason out. Shoved it up the boards. Umberger got it ahead. Here come the Jackets, and they have numbers. Brassard shot it into the glove, and that's where it dies.
That's really the best option from a 4-on-2. Is a shot from the wing into the glove of the goalie. Wow, I bet his lineys wanted something better than that. All three forwards get trapped here. You can see two of them deep in Ribeiro and Ryder. Here they come. The options closed down, and Brassard, I think, was looking for something else, and it got closed down. Some pretty good hustling tracking by the Stars into their own zone, and what the Blue Jackets didn't do with that line is create a layering to their attack. They were almost lateral with one another.
Dallas wins this faceoff, and then Sheldon Surrey into the pile at center ice. Burrish quickly over to take it away from Vermette. Robidas charging up the right wing side at center. Russell inside his own line to Aaron Johnson. Fiddler, Dvorak, and Burrish. This would be your checking line. And what a nice trio this is. If you're new to the new look Dallas Stars. There's Burrish into the net. Mason holds it. And if you're new to this edition, they are 4 for 4 at home at the top of the pile. And we want you to look at mini plans for the 2011-12 season. Great games coming up. New Year's Eve against the Boston Bruins, 2 games against the Wings, Joe Nieuwendyk night on October 29th, and more. You'll save big with Stars mini plans. 214 Go Stars.
Glenn Gulletson comes right back with the Ribeiro line here with an attack zone face-off, and the matchups are pretty straightforward. He's going up against Brassard's line with Rick Nash, their top player. That checking line out there against Prospel, their top scorer.
Hit Nash a skate at center ice. Dallas recollects, and that's big party to center. Shooting it in. Mason unable to cut it off. Morrow and Savard going back after it. Ryder ripped off his skates. Ribeiro protecting, tried to tuck it deep to Morrow. It's knocked away, and Nash fanned on a pass, but got it ahead to Umberger. Into the zone, splitting the defense, kicking it off to Brassard. And he couldn't get it past the sprawled Dallas defender Goligoski. Nash cutting to the middle, shooting, loose in front. Morrow had his man tied up, and I don't know, but he maybe got away with one there.
He had Brassard all wrapped up, otherwise that's a tap-in for him.
The other end, Goligoski just missed. It looked like there was room over there.
It's going to be interesting if those two lines go against one another, because the defenseman involved and chances at both ends.
So fun then.
It could be.
Yeah.
From up here,
yep.
Not so much in behind the two benches.
Maybe not.
I think the Ribeiro line is going to have to be careful that they have a high forward in the attack zone. They hustle to get back in position in their own end, and Brendan Morrow may have saved the goal right there. Down low, got good position on Brassard, who was trying to get to the front of the net, and then tied up his stick. Just leveraging a little stronger than the young center iceman for the Blue Jackets. Good play.
Stars win the draw at center. Grossman pounded it in. That's Johnson. Lost it for a second, and Dowell will finish his check. He did. Center ice, Johansson, and the play is offside.
Well, the Blue Jackets with a litany of injuries and others not in their lineup here tonight, so there's a little bit of waiting, you got to think. Look at this lineup. I mean, Bull's a tough guy. Gives them a lot of energy. Huselius for their power play, a few defensemen. Jeff Carter, Mathot. One of their top defensemen was Newski, another signing from the summer.
Newski serving the 6th game of an 8-game suspension that cost him $500,000.
That goes to the retired players emergency fund, as this one goes for icing. Even the players themselves, it was funny talking to them this morning. They don't know where that goes. Some of them were like, does that just go to the league? It's like, if that just went back to the league, there'd be a lot more suspensions, I think. And that was the play that got him in trouble in preseason. shots to the head, threw a flying elbow, and is out of their lineup. Will be returning. And a nice place to park that money, $500,000 to the Retired Players Emergency Fund.
Yep.
Guys that need it.
It's got to go somewhere. That's a good spot for it to go. Tom Wandel cranked that in. Mason put it back to his net. That's Nystrom in the corner for Ribeiro. And Ribeiro unable to drag that puck past Giroux. Back come the Jackets for Met into the Dallas zone. Giroux let it go through. Lettinen slapped it to the corner. Vermette back out to the line. Klitzum returning it deep. Crossboard toward Vermette. Surrey standing in there. Banked it up the boards. Giroux kept it in. Surrey's second opportunity is true as he passes it on to Wandel, who shoots it deep.
Stars have to find a way to generate a little more zone time. They've been hemmed in their own end a couple of times and haven't really had much at Mason in the Blue Jackets net.
You're up with a hopeful pass. Dorsett shot it off his own teammate. Paulson, and the Stars clear that too.
He was wide open in front of the net, but a tough one to handle when it's at your kneecap.
About 60 miles an hour. There's Paulson handing it off. Shot. Lettinen didn't see it, but he was in the right spot.
Blue Jackets are very liberal with their shooting, funneling everything from every angle toward Kari Lettinen. I'm sure the refrain on the Stars bench right now is, guys, let's get a few more pucks on their net.
Face off here as the puck was played with a high stick by a Jacket forward at center. Glenn Gullickson's crew weathering an early storm.
Good look at Eric Nystrom on the Stars bench, as we mentioned earlier, playing his first game as a Dallas Star. He is the son of Bob. Played his college hockey for Red at the University of Michigan. And if you want to see one of the greater strip teases that are allowed, go to YouTube. You can see what he did when he was in the Quad Cities for a jersey auction. Of course, his dad was a tough character guy for those Dynasty Islander teams back in the late 70s, early 80s. A terrific playoff performer for Al Arbor. They won 4 in a row before the Edmonton Oilers knocked them off their mantle. Scored some biggies when it mattered. No question about that. None bigger than that one, I don't think. Still lives on Long Island, and I'm sure is tuned into this one as his boy debuts in a New Jersey.
And Eric loves that part of the country, but also spends his summers in Santa Monica, California. Likes the beach. The Cedar Coast is okay. We welcome you to Dallas. And now here's Erickson trying to get Dallas the lead, and Ott is going to take a penalty in front of the net for slamming into Mason.
He got hit by Martinick, the defenseman, I think. And no question his stick clipped the head of Steve Mason.
I told you about 69-3. 69-2 is intentional contact with the goaltender is a penalty. And that might be what they are ruling here.
Here's a good look at it. The defenseman in front, Ott coming in, shot coming in. Bumped him. Referee staring at it. With what went on at the other end, you're probably going to get that call.
Yep.
So the Stars penalty minute leader will sit for a pair. Gullickson will get his top 10 ranked penalty killing on the ice.
It's been very good, and the Jackets' power play has not. They're 1 for 25 this season, but the one goal came Saturday on 5 chances against Dallas. 8 minutes remaining in the opening period. Shot 7-4 Columbus, no score, and up they come. Nash shooting it in. Lettinen leaving it. Surrey using that gun in his own end of the ice. Also roll over a change on the penalty killers. Dowell and Burish up front with Daly and Grossman on the back end, and Savard sneaks it down the boards. Grossman tried to pick him up. Daly, nobody's here for Columbus, and an easy out. Tootin appears to be laboring back after the puck. Giroux circling back. Savard, a particular urgency here. And up they come. That's Vermette. Took the line. Erickson steals it, and they'll reload again. Now it's up around 90% on the kill this season. Finally, the Jackets get in. Klitzum shot at Kari, letting in the save.
With a subtle little tip right in front of the net. Well, if you tuned into the pregame show, you heard Adam Bursch talk about cutting the ice in half. They're the Stars' 4 penalty killers, forcing the Blue Jackets down the boards, cutting that side of the ice, making sure they can't use the width of the ice, and then right out the way it came. Just good herding of their entry down the boards, use the width of the rink as an ally, and give them no room to operate.
And they want to get better at that. They were. The win by Fiddler, the out from Party, and with 35 seconds remaining on the Jacket power play, it's again Fiddler dashing back to take it away from Giroux. Left it along the boards. Out to the line now, Klitzum. Passing it back to Vermette. Bodies in front, Vermette. Had that one blocked, it went back of the goal. Prospel back to Vermette. Look toward the line, now curling back down. Vermette, Prospel went to the net and a save Lettinen. Bouncing puck is cleared as Dvorak got it out.
They're doing exactly what you'd want to do with your penalty killing. They're giving the Blue Jackets low percentage opportunities toward the net. That last little wrap play, exactly what they want to give up if they're going to give anything up at all.
Ott's back on. Dallas's penalty killing now over 90% on the road this season in the 2 games. Nash got in, got the shot off, saved Lettman.
He can make stuff out of nothing.
Boy. Eriksson taking the pass at center ice. Ben tried to stay onside, couldn't do it. With under 6 minutes remaining in the first period. From Nationwide Arena in Columbus, the score, there is no score.
No score here at Nationwide Arena in Columbus. There's a familiar face.
Yeah.
Ken Hitchcock, who kept his distance last year. He's in the final year of his contract with the Columbus Blue Jackets. He was at practices, though, on Sunday and Monday, overlording things. He was at the alumni weekend the Stars held. It awfully nice of him to come back to town. He still wants to coach, obviously. And if you know anything about Ken Hitchcock, he's already coaching all 30 teams in the league.
Absolutely true.
He looks really good. He looked great
does.
at the alumni tournament. Or weekend. I guess it wasn't really a tournament.
No. Thank goodness it wasn't
Yeah,
a tournament.
good point.
As this one sails out of play to Kari's left.
Good point. So able to pick his brain if he wants. Scott O'Neill has a pretty good hockey man in and around. He'd like to pick a few more guys for the lineup, I think, going forward. They've played a pesky attacking game so far in this one. Nothing to show for it. They haven't given the Stars very much defensively, and I'm sure that was a huge focus heading into this.
Dallas now trying to find the puck in their own zone. Stabbed ahead. Surrey out. Ribeiro cranking it across. Ryder looking to let it go back to the line. Morrow slamming Umberger. And here's Savard walking it up.
Better by Ribeiro to be the high guy there. Both forwards were in, and now a big hit by Mike Ribeiro.
He came back into the zone and crushed Broussard. Robida. It was Robida and Surrey leading that entry. Surrey realized that he was gassed too, so he goes to the bench and Grossman steps across. Both teams finishing changes. Robida up the middle to Eriksson. We'll see what Mason does with this, and that's a face-off in the Columbus zone.
Hey, you take that too, especially if you can win it. Be sure to stay tuned for the Miller Lite Taste of Greatness moment upcoming later on in tonight's contest from the Buckeyes stage.
Those are always good. Our committee is going to get together on it.
It's refreshing is what it is.
Isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. It's effervescent and refreshing.
Columbus wins the face-off out to center ice. It shows.
See, there's your opportunity to win a draw and maybe run an offensive play, and Ben couldn't win it.
Eriksson, though. Oh, Mason just slid that past him. Ott knocked it down, couldn't control, and Klitzum, legs driving, comes to center ice. He'll bang it around the boards. Maxim Mayorov, young Russian, lost possession. Eriksson, good pass. Then tried to go back to him. He was covered.
Well, the Blue Jackets have checked hard, especially in between the two blue lines. There hasn't been a lot of space for Dallas. A lot of this, a lot of forced dump-ins.
This is setting that up. Martinek left it. Vermette stretched it out. Giroux from his own side of the stripe means there'll be an icing call against Columbus, and we'll see what Glenn Gulitz wants to do here.
Well, there are two guys that you wouldn't expect. Louis Eriksson looking for his first assist of the season. No problem scoring goals. Doing that on a nightly basis. And Mike Ribeiro is looking for his first goal again. Where did he go, 16 last year? Before he scored his first?
It was something like that. And then he just kept saying, I'm going to get 20, I'm going to get 20, and he got 19.
Yeah, he vowed he was going to hit the 20-goal mark. Came within an eyelash.
Louis, meanwhile, career high 46 helpers last year. Fiddler, with help from his line mates, hunted it down and turns the attack deep into the Columbus zone. That's what this line does. Hardy. Goligoski with people in front. Swung a pass that's out of the zone. The Stars will regroup.
Trying to find a shooting lane from the point with that D-to-D there.
Fiddler first man in. Johnson handed it off. And here come the Jackets. That's Johnson. Took a whack from Dvorak. In alone. Help is coming from behind. Burridge finished the check. Goligoski took a hit. Bass sent it deep. McKenzie overtaken. Hardy crunched, and that's why Bass is here. And now Dowell is coming in with Cody Bass. Bass got a couple in. Dowell through 3 laps. Oh, that's a good one, and down goes Bass. Nick Dowell showing very well for himself early in the season.
Jumped in there quick after a semi-suspect hit by Bass, who's up to add some pugnacity. Neil calls what he brings stiffness. And he may have got hit with a stiff left there at one point. There was the hit that brought in Dowell. Look at Dowell, looked immediately with a hairy eyeball after that hit. The two of them eager to drop mitts and go at it. I don't know that anybody landed anything of the knock you out variety, but they'll add 5 minutes to their penalty totals here late in an opening period that has shown nothing offensively.
Columbus wins the draw. Better Tootin slides it over to Savard. Shot it right into the glove, and they'll give that shot up.
It's their fourth line McKenzie, their fourth line center iceman, that ripped that one away from Adam Burish. Over on the right hand side, that'll prompt a change of forward line for Dallas. And they always say that, you don't have to win it clean in your own zone, just don't lose it clean in your own zone. If it's a scrum and a scramble and you allow your wingers to get in there, that's fine. Try it from this side now.
Columbus wins it again. Tootin. Ryder came out and banged him. Ribeiro swung it to center. Ryder chasing Feder Tootin across the line. Brassard peeling back in. The resistance there with Ribeiro and Morrow.
Stars really haven't had much of a forecheck established in this yet. At times the Blue Jackets have.
Ribeiro looking to generate off the rush.
Now they've been able to do this, work through those first two guys, and then out of their zone they come. So they've been able to beat the first two players on Dallas's forecheck rather easily so far tonight.
Brassard drifting toward the front of the net. Nash pivoting out of the corner. Robidoux chasing him, engaging him. Brassard knocked it down. Ribeiro got it ahead. And Eriksson waiting for help on the change with 1:45 remaining in a scoreless first period in Columbus. Ben going after it. Mason, the goaltender, high along the glass, out of the zone, and no icing here. Ott behind the play. Dorsett, we're still shoving each other. The Dallas line, as Ben takes it back of his net. That battle moves out to center ice. Puck comes their way. And Dorsett takes a hit from Ben.
I think Dorsett was trying to pick a fight and instead got filled in on the tail end of that.
Now he's chasing back and clicks him there to clean that up. They're off at center to Dorsett into the Dallas zone. Daly and Ott to take it away. Daly took the man. Ott had the puck. Erickson lost it in his skates. Carrying on, Fiddler. Getting past Toot and shot it wide. Here comes Dvorak on the change. Pass got away from him. Vermette to the line for Giroux. Cutting to the middle and then drops it to Toot and shot blocked. Goes back of the net. Crossbow. That one deflected wide. Vermette takes a spill in the corner. Crossbow slid it under his fallen teammate. Goligoski with a quick step and a pass ahead, and here come the Stars. Dvorak quickly into the zone. Nice play by Tootin. Stars had something cooking there.
And it finally had some legs going and some numbers breaking into the Blue Jacket zone.
And a puck into the Dallas bench.
It was comical in neutral ice. Here was Dorsett trying to pick a tilt with Steve Ott. Ott just kept, I'm sure, chirping at him as they played on, and then all of a sudden the puck ends up on his tip. Boom! You got double teamed on the tail end. It was like they tagged in.
Stars crank this one down, and the clock will expire before the touch is made. Well, for the road team, not so bad.
Not so bad. I mean, obviously they need to generate a little more going the other direction. You knew you were going to get the best, most punky and adherence to the system period out of the Blue Jackets, and I think we saw that.
Bakari Lehtinen is sharp, and the Stars get a break on a penalty or on a waved up goal in front of Lehtinen's net. No score through 20 minutes in Columbus. We're back with more next.
Scoreless through 20 minutes here at Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio. And speaking of locations, there they are. Split screen, the pride of Bonavista, Newfoundland. Michael Ryder and Adam Hardy. I'm going to go ahead and say the Dallas Stars are suddenly very popular in Bonavista.
I think you're right.
We'll take you all the way from American Airlines Center up into our satellite. We purchased a satellite.
That's outstanding.
And then back down onto the east coast of Canada and the Maritimes. And Bonavista. There it is. Some information about that little town. 3,700 people. Fishing, obviously, the #1 industry there. We should all go there and get screeched in. You can do that. Takes about an hour at one of the local establishments. And Michael Ryder was the best man at Adam's brother Neil's wedding. So, I mean, it just, wow, it keeps going.
Well, and if you're from there, you probably, it's a small town. Like Adam said when he was growing up, there's about 2,500. There's 3,700 now. And back to play. Here comes Steve Ott, Summerside, Prince Edward Island.
Like he said, he was still pooping yellow when he left there.
Ben tied up. Had Ott breaking to the front of the net. Blitzham intercepts the pass. Maxim Mayorov and Sammy Paulson to the Dallas line. Grossman back of his net. Chipped it away from the pressure. Daly. Pass ahead to Erickson into the zone. Knocked off his stick, and here comes Umberger to try it. Ott blocked that pass/shot. Daly carrying on, trying to get away from Nash at the line. Ben tucks it down the boards for the change.
See if they can find their skating legs a little bit. They didn't have a ton of energy in that department in the first period, and establish some kind of a forecheck, some kind of a presence in the attacking zone. There wasn't much of that in the first 20 minutes.
Ribeiro out there to support Robida. Ribeiro was spilled. Robida now. Again for Surrey.
Blue Jackets have worked hard to kind of hound things. They've had pretty good support, puck support.
Ribeiro here. Morrow taken down to the ice. Like a call, he didn't get one. He's tied up with Rick Nash. Surrey shot it. Pad save Mason.
You could hear Morrow yell that he was headed to the front of the net. Very quickly, they rotated that to that big gun of Surrey's at the left point.
Giroux pulling his way in. On his backhand, though. And Morrow blocked the pass and then shouldered Giroux off. There's Surrey spitting it up the wall. Russell tapping it back. Cranked all the way down. Johnson did that. More than 2 minutes into the second period.
The other quirky thing about Newfoundland is that half-time zone.
Yes.
Remember growing up in British Columbia, the games like this game tonight would have started, they always said, 7 Eastern, 7:30 in Newfoundland.
Wow. That is quirky, isn't it?
It is. Ryder and his crew out there tried to generate, they've had a couple of pretty good looks. He had a terrific little forecheck in the first period that set up that goalpost shot from Ribeiro. Little tap of the stick for the two guys that engaged in the pugilism late in that first period. There's Jake Dowell right next to him. They need that. We talked about it off the top tonight. Time in the zone, defenseman involved, keep a guy high, rotate the puck around. They just haven't been able to do that much in this game so far.
This line capable certainly for Glenn Gullickson. Now it's in the Dallas zone. Hardy makes the pass. Radek Dvorak still so smooth. Up ahead to Goligoski, who claims the line. Shot it, save, and Dvorak was rumbling toward the net, but it was swept away.
Pretty good defensive play to make sure that he was pushed to the outside by Russell.
There's Dvorak. Fiddler out of the corner. Dvorak there took it away from Johansson, the rookie. And McKenzie slips it down the boards. Alex Goligoski has a goal and an assist this season. Got that one all the way down. Blitz him with a long pass. Prosper to Vermette. And a no-look feed wound up on Grossman's stick. He'll clear.
He's anticipating that Giroux is going to break through that center area. That kind of no-look quick hitter that got torn apart by Grossman. It was a good play by the Blue Jackets, though. They ate up a lot of ice with that stretch pass.
Nystrom kicked it ahead. That's Dowell firing quickly, and a save by Mason. Okay, tomorrow night, Nelson Cruz and the high-powered Rangers offense will continue their quest for the first championship in franchise history, while Albert Pujols and the Cardinals will look for St. Louis's 11th World Series title. Legends are born in October. Game 1 of the World Series, Wednesday, 6:30, only on Fox. Wow. A little local interest on that, I think. Dowell in there, and Umberger on the drop. Nash's crew. Wandell, Jake Dowell, and Eric Nystrom. A little ping pong here, letting it into the corner. Daly slammed by Rick Nash. Missed his top. Kari Lettinen will take the whistle.
Blue Jackets are playing hard tonight. It might not be the most exotic look that they're going to have this season, but there's no question the work ethic, the blue-collar effort's been there. This Nash, their best player in there quickly to staple Daly to the end boards. Their forecheck has been effective at times. They've gone hard with two guys, but you know, they bring their two guys deep. Their third guy is up high, and they're able to swing with some speed to get back and not give Dallas much in the way of space at ice level so far in this one.
4 minutes into the second period. Still looking for the game's first goal. Eriksson for Ott. Shot, score! Steve Ott found it right there, and Dallas leads the game 1-0.
You got to think that that is what they can ill afford right now, is what looks like a stoppable shot from some distance that finds the far side. This is a good speed play started by Surrey. They rotated off on the wing, but that, for most goaltenders at this level, is going to get picked up by the glove hand. Ott comes down the wing, left shot, right side, wrist shot from Dizzy. You can see Mason stared at his glove like it had a hole in it. So Ott, who is playing top 6 forward minutes this season, is enjoying it. The thing I noticed the most about Ott this season is his foot speed. I don't think I've seen him skate better.
Second goal and 5th point. We now share the team scoring lead with Mike Ribeiro. Louis Eriksson gets his first assist of the season, and Jamie Benn Picks up his third assist and fourth point.
Finally got some speed going. They were able to generate some speed through neutral ice, change the point of attack.
The face-off now coming to Steve Mason's left.
His minutes are up about 2.5 minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you add together little 40-second shifts, it's a lot more ice time than he was getting as a third-line winger. He can kill penalties, play on your power play. It's been a nice line for Glenn Gulletson with the versatile Ben in the middle, Louis Eriksson, three-zone guy, and then Ott.
Pass misfired. Dallas did win the face-off there in that zone.
They've had the upper hand in face-offs in the game, and yet it hasn't really turned into much.
Isn't that something? I was thinking the same thing. Now a puck was left, and a shot out of the pile went wide. Zakari's right. Dorsett tried it. Then coming to center ice again, fighting through the check, getting it deep.
That's where the Blue Jackets have been good. They've really closed on Dallas in neutral ice like that.
Eriksson's loose in front, and Ott just missed him. He was all alone. Dallas with the only shots of the middle frame. They've got 4. Vernon Fiddler digging after the puck. That's Adam Burish keeping it deep for the Stars. Fiddler trying to protect against Vermette. Gets a little help from defenseman Grant Clitsome. Outlets to Prospel at center. Hinging it back, and here comes Fedor Tutin, who led Columbus Blue Line in scoring last season. Only 7 points. Not a big number.
It was good work by this line to hustle to get back, give the Blue Jackets no room in the attacking zone, and now they go offside with that one. Stars really need to find a way to get more pucks on net, especially after that goal that Ott scored. You know Mason's thinking about it a little bit. It was a stoppable shot from the wing that eluded his glove hand. Pump rubber on there and go to the net. You might get rewarded. Sure like the way that line plays, though. You know, if you want a trio of pace setters for the way you want to play, Dvorak, Fiddler, and Burish are a trio that can give it to you.
Dallas now with another face-off win. Robida had to go all the way back into his zone. Tripped up. Tom Wandell is the fourth liner's up there. There's Nystrom bashing in there with Russell.
See, bang, bang. First two guys find him. Tommy Wandell was just a little late in reading off of that and hemming them in, and because of that, the Blue Jackets are out of their own zone.
Dow couldn't get it out. McKenzie banned on it. And Surrey flips it out. Russell went to the bench to get a new stick. Passes off to Johnson. Wandell was there. McKenzie to his right. In they come. Johansson goes plowing in.
That's a penalty.
And knocking Kari Lettinen into the Dallas net.
Up.
At the other end of the ice, Dallas strikes first, and they will go on the power play when we get back.
Good-looking young forward for the Blue Jackets, Ryan Johansson, who played his junior hockey in Portland, the Winterhawks in the WHL. Turned the corner and drove the net. Picks up the minor. Lettinen looked like Nappy blocking the plate on that one. He went with it. He got hit hard on this one. Surrey shoved him along the way. Good thing those nets move a little bit. Stars get a power play out of it. Lettinen is okay, relatively speaking, from up here. See if they can cash in and tack on to the lead that they produced with Steve Ott's goal here in the second period.
Stars have a power play goal in each of their last 2 games belonging to Mike Ryder, who scored against Columbus, and Brendan Morrow, who tipped one in against the Blues.
They went through a lot of full ice reps this morning with their power play. Same thing on Saturday, so some muscle memory, make it automatic. See if it pays off here tonight.
Jackets penalty kill 73% of the young season. Dallas wins the faceoff. That's Ribeiro. Morrow drifting to the front. Ryder off to the side. Goligoski straight away. Down low to Ryder. Trouble catching it. Knocked it back to Morrow. Unwinding it to Ribeiro. Took a look at Goligoski. Now looks interior. Shot and off the pads. Ryder loose in front. Robida tried to find him, and Paulson will get it out. Hustling ahead. He's got Dorsett with him. Paulson pulled up, and a high stick will take Dallas off the power play.
Trying to hustle to get back. Stefan Robida, I think his stick rode up, clipped the Blue Jackets center iceman right in the lips. Tried to go backdoor to Ryder there and then had to hustle to get back on Sammy Paulson. And as he did that, bing. Not much question about that one, and that ends the power play for the Stars. It's probably a good thing that Paulson wears a visor. Took that one right in the windshield.
So it's 4-on-4 hockey for about 90 seconds. Dallas with a 1-0 lead almost midway through this hockey game. Stars are 4-1 in the young season, 4-for-4 at home, looking for their first road win. And here comes 22-year-old Jamie Benn. Trying to work his way around Clitsome, and he centered it to Ott. It's chopped to the line. Daly chases it at center.
Well, he's so swift with that puck when he's moving. He can change the point of where he's attacking by about 6 feet and work it into the front of the net. Ben did it that time. What will he do this time?
Dishing it off to Ott. Try to pass to Surrey, and it's banked off a skate and back. Vermette was the guy whose skate sent Surrey chasing. Daly, head to Morrow. Now for Ribeiro. 3-on-2 as they hit the line. Morrow tried to tap one over, and now the Stars are caught. Brassard into the zone. Look out! And he's tripped up and no call, and back comes Dallas. 4-on-2. Ribeiro to the Columbus line. Dropped it for Daly. Shot! Save Mason. He needed it. Brassard again with Nash. Russell joining. Brassard drug it, shot it over, and a save from Lettinen on Nash. And now a whistle.
Stars' door is open. I don't know if they're going to get nailed for too many men or what. They forced a little too much on this one, trying to go to the middle. If Morrow had let it go, maybe Daly would have got it. He got caught up ice. He didn't get the puck. Usually when the defenseman clips the puck and then gets the player, they won't call him for tripping. This time, no, that looked like tripping. They got away with that one. But they didn't get away with really the call of the season if it's too many men.
Too many men on the ice indeed for Glenn Gullickson and the Stars. And
what's that, 4?
And apparently each one of them has been unique. They said they can't really point to what the commonality is or who the guy. Every one of them has just kind of been its own deal. Or that's their story.
An important juncture of this game right now, almost midway through.
4-on-3 power play. The Stars, Fiddler tears out of there with it.
How about Fiddler? I watched him this morning against his teammates. He was unbeatable in the practice face-offs, and he's been almost that here tonight.
Well, he and Daly and Grossman now a two-man advantage. Daly stepped up, chopped it away from Nash. Fiddler clears.
Boy, that's big. 20 seconds remaining in the two-man advantage here.
And they'll get Robida back. Nash outside the Dallas line. Kicked it off to his right. Johansson in the corner. Nash with Umberger dropping anchor in front. Points are open, and Nash hit the crossbar. Teuton interchanging with Savard. Down to Nash. Johansson's in front. Teuton slugged it, saved Lettinen right to Fiddler, and he'll crank it out. And Robida will go to the bench.
They get through that portion of this. You can hear how they got through it. And they're offside here. Nash got in ahead of it. He was the guy that ripped that puck from the right face-off dot. And Kating waited, looked for the screen to set up in front more than anything else, I think. Oh, it rode the stick. I think it caught a little bit of Nick Grossman's stick. Went up against the grain over top of Kari Lettinen's blocker and right off the pipe.
Minute remaining with the too many men on the ice penalty being served by Dallas captain Brendan Morrow. Crossbill took it back out to Clitsome. He'll pass it to his right. So it's a 5-on-4 advantage here and a 1-0 Dallas lead. The halfway point of the game. Shot screamed over the top of Lettinen's net by Russell.
Just about decapitated his teammate Vermette right in front.
Clitsome off to Russell. Giroux now in front of the net. There goes Crossbill to the goal. Shot. Lettinen finds it and hangs on.
Well, you want to see why one of the reasons why Kari Lettinen's save percentage is as good as it is. Watch how Sheldon Surrey handles the Blue Jacket player driving to the front of the net. Surrey's on that right dot, 44. Looks at him as he comes in. It's not token resistance. You're not going to have your stick anywhere near where that puck is headed toward the front of the net.
25 left on the power play. Better Teuton passed it over. Savard back to Teuton straight away. Handing it off to Nash. Facing the net, pulled it back. All the way across Savard to Teuton. Back to Savard. Shot tipped by Umberger wide. Nash down into the corner, but the Stars take it away. Fiddler to the line. Morrow's on, and he's looking for Party's pass. He'll chase it into the zone and forcing Mason to cover up. Jackets 1 for 28 on the power play in the young season. Dallas 3 for 3 on the kill tonight, and Kari Lehtinen backstopping the Stars to a 1-0 edge.
By every measure, this has been a spectacular start to the season for goaltender Kari Lehtinen. As we mentioned off the top tonight, leads the NHL in wins, second in save percentage as he just ticked underneath. The goals against his top 3. He's faced a lot of rubber, and when you're the third star in the National Hockey League, you're going to get a little extra attention from the opposition, understanding if they're going to beat the guy, they're going to have to get in his grill. That was the bump from Dorsett in the first period that negated a goal. They've had guys in and around the lip of the crease and in the crease. This is the penalty just moments ago. What did Hitchcock used to say? If he's the head of the snake, you got to chop off the head of the snake. And he has been the Stars' best player here again tonight.
So they don't like traffic and contact then? No?
It's usually the constant with net minding.
9:16 to play in the second period. Steve Ott has Dallas up 1-0 on what appeared to be a stoppable shot. Ryder, Ribeiro, and Morrow looking for the puck. They can't find it. Morrow. That pass Giroux. He's only played back to Daly. Snapped it forward to Ribeiro. Stoked it toward the corner. And that's Vermette. Ryder had a lot of them. Blitz them. Crosspull at the Dallas line. Passed it right to Brendan Morrow. Stars flush it out to center. Columbus again 0-4-1 to start the season. 1 point through 5 games. Shot by Paulson. He was set up and had a little bit space to shoot, but he missed it.
Kari Lehtinen looking the wrong way, too, on a mess of a defensive play in behind the net.
Dallas unable to get this one out. Grossman. Giroux falls. Ribeiro. Chopped ahead. Ryder will give it to Daly. He'll skate it to center ice and then fire it in deep around the glass for the change. Off the bench, Dowell, and now Nystrom. Number 24, Eric in his first game as a Dallas Star. Played all 82 last year for the Minnesota Wild. Robidas took it across. Shot, and that one's blocked. Mayorov. A little too fancy.
Stick handled himself into submission that time.
Surrey got it away. Dowell kicked it in. Sure-handed Russell. Sends Mayorov in again. Broussard digging toward the front of the net, and Surrey's there.
A good play.
And he hikes it ahead to center. Gave it to Nystrom, who bumped off the puck. Broussard, Mayorov, they'll try it again. Broussard curling, waiting, across to Johnson, and a pad save, Lehtinen. Johnson will pick it up again, centered it, loose off Kari once more. Dorsett burrowing in with Surrey back of the net. Lundell trying to tie up the pile. They'd like it moved. And moved it is. Lundell tripped up, and then a backhander off the glass to relieve the pressure.
Well, it was a good play by Derek Dorsett to come back, turn that puck over, and away the Blue Jackets went and transitioned the other way.
Umberger with a nice move, and Kari Lehtinen keeps Dallas ahead.
Well, he's the only reason that they're ahead in this game, because the Stars are losing the compete battle here as this second period moves along. Umberger with a slick move around Steve Ott. And then a wrister from 25 feet. There's that chance for Paulson against the grain as they were hungry on the forecheck again. 2 guys deep, came up with it, miscued by a smidge. Here they are again.
Umberger. Nash and Johansson, the forward combination. Klitzum shot it. Oh, well, that got through. Popped wide. Nash recovering it. Big pile up, and it squirts out to center ice. Not been able to pick it up. It would have been a 2-on-1 against the man who has the puck now, Grant Klitzum. Banged it out to center. Nash across the line. Stars break it up. Hardy put it out. I'll give it back to him. Ben couldn't drag it away from Klitzum. Johansson finds Nash, but he's got nowhere to go, and Hardy's got help from Ben. Johansson lunged for it along the wall. Columbus will change. Loose puck in the zone. A shot from Vermette. A scorcher over the top of the net.
A little pinch by Tootin forced that one. Stars are really getting outplayed right now.
Shot there from Savard. Kicked aside.
Getting out hit, out hustled. You name it.
5.5 left in the second period. Vermette turning with it in the high slot. Passing it off and then going toward the net. And that shot by Prospo. Wide. Tootin to Savard. Back to Feder Tootin. Nobody's in front. He pulled it down. Ben chased him. He handed to Vermette all the way across. And that one shanked. Lettman came out to challenge the stickless Prospo. Unable to control. Dallas finally gets it out with some help from Vermette, but they can't get the change in. Now they get one. Odd goes to the bench. Burish hops on. Hardy standing up at the line. And now they're able to get the change. And a penalty coming up here as Fiddler goes very awkwardly into the end boards.
Youngster Savard's going to get a tripping minor. This is about the only way that they can diffuse the unrelenting pressure the Blue Jackets have put on them.
Stars lead 1-0. They'll go on the power play to try and add to it next.
The youngsters for the Blue Jackets taking the penalties. This time David Savard, a young defenseman, on the tail end of a real good play. It starts with Adam Party winning a puck battle at his own blue line. He just threw Dorsett out of the way. But the other direction, chip and go. Good speed by Fiddler, and it's the speed and hustle of Fiddler that forces the penalty, and the Stars get a chance again on the power play. Their penalty killing's been perfect and instrumental. Now we'll see if the other side of their special teams can get something for them.
Morrow, Ryder, and Ott. Power play goal scorers for Dallas this season through 5 games. Tonight's the 6th.
See if they can stay on the power play for the entire 2 minutes this time. Got pulled off it rather quickly on their last opportunity.
Taking successive minors and then needing to kill a brief 2-man advantage. Brendan Morrow, Mike Ribeiro, and Michael Ryder, who pulls it off the boards. Ryder, backhander, save Mason. Loose puck, Ribeiro. Settling it, giving it to Robidas. Handing it back to Ribeiro. And Paulson forced the pass that sent ahead. Dorsett from center, down the boards. 4:10 left in the second period. 1:15 remaining in Dallas's second power play of the game. All the way in, Goligoski. Mason will hold it. It's Dallas's 11th shot of the game.
Yeah, the guys in the blue jerseys are trying to turn this into an ugly street fight, and there's been a lot of physicality and shoving and what have you from them. You saw it on the tail end of that dump and go get it from Goligoski. No, Rick Nash, their captain, called this game a must-win. Started last season 14-6 and then went dry for a while. This year they can't find their first win. There's where the desperation comes from.
2 of their next 3 games are against the Detroit Red Wings. Their division rival against whom they finished 23 points behind last year. They'd like to get it going tonight. Mason cracked it off the glass. Daly swung to keep it in. Erickson recognizing the puck. McKenzie and Vermette combined to get it deep.
They're outworking the Stars power play now, and outworking has been a theme in this second period. The Blue Jackets on every puck have battled as hard as humanly possible. And a tough opponent for Dallas tonight.
Daly meandered his way in, gave it up to Umberger. Ben covering up at center ice. Steering it over. Surrey passing to Daly. 15 seconds left in the Savard minor. Daly cranks it in. Martinic chipped it to the line. Sorry, backhanding. And now trying to keep Umberger away. He did.
Pretty deft work to use body position to do that. Umberger gets that, he's gone.
That's offside, and the Columbus penalty has expired. Dallas 0 for 2.
They had nothing going on that. The only shot on goal, I think, was that dump in by Goligoski. They're searching for their game a little bit here on the road tonight. 2 power plays. They have 2 total shots on those 2 power plays. And yeah, Saturday night they drummed them pretty good. 33-15 were the shots. Been a bit of a reversal here tonight. Not a shock that the Blue Jackets have come out with a blue-collar, hard-working effort. Kari Lehtinen has not complied, though.
Hasn't complied for anybody this year. He got 2 on him Saturday night. All you're going to get this year, it appears. Nash, poke checked away. Burish and Goligoski combined to make that play. Partied. Advance to Dvorak. Dvorak, Burish, Fiddler at the line. Dvorak into the corner for Fiddler. Ties up with Russell. 3 Jackets on this side of the ice. Dvorak there to help out. And Russell. Crossbow had to reach for the pass. It slowed the attack. Brassard kicked it back out. Blitzham pulled it down. Now shoots it. Tipped in front. Loose. Brassard a shot. Another blast there from Nash, and that one doesn't get to the net. Everybody was stacked up in front.
They've gone hard to the net. They've played hard in all 3 zones.
Nash runs over Fiddler in front of the Columbus bench. And as players eye each other, it opens things up for Party to haul it in. Dvorak firing wide of the net. And here comes Columbus. Mayorov turned the corner, shot it, and then goes crashing in hard as Nystrom's stick got in his way. Goligoski up, not out. Tootin shot it. He hit his own man. 75 seconds remaining in the period. Paulson had it dislodged. Nystrom doing the dislodging. Dorsett, though, turning Mayorov. Paulson back into the zone. Mayorov stabbed it deep. Collision back of the net. Dorsett bouncing up. Mondell. Tootin wants it. And it eluded him. Dowell chased the puck out to center. There's Nystrom. In it goes. Stars changing with 45 left in the period. Mayorov's pass ahead. Shot from Giroux and a save Lehtinen. Columbus's 24th shot without result. Maybe 1 or 2 more saves yet before the period's over for Kari.
Maybe they ice the puck here. The Blue Jackets are going to get an opportunity to put whoever they want on the ice for this last faceoff. They've just been a hungry crew. Blitzham walking in. Good net presence in front. Nash can't stab it through the fog of humanity between the puck and goaltender Kari Lehtinen.
Umberger beat Ribeiro. Blitzham. Martinic cranked it wide and around. Ryder put the body on Blitzham. Crossbow tried to center. Ribeiro took it away, but it's dribbling at the side of the net, and now Ribeiro staggers through the check to work it ahead. Ryder turns to find it at center. And Crossbow to Umberger. Morrow has him lined up. Umberger put it in. Grossman, Morrow will eat it. And Dallas will take their 1-0 lead to the room. Steve Ott has the Stars' only goal. Kari Lehtinen has 24 saves. We'll talk to Steve Ott when we come back. In the 2009-2010 season, Steve Ott grabbed a career-high 22 goals. He slipped to 12 last season, but he's off to a hot start. His 2nd goal and 5th point has Dallas up 1-0 through 2 periods, and it's been Steve Ott's goal and Kari Lehtinen in net.
Progressive highlights of the middle front. This is as close as Steve Ott's going to get to being compared to Mark Messier. He won the faceoff in his own zone, goes blistering through neutral ice, and then from the off wing, little Harley kicker to the far side to beat Mason. The only goal of the game, that one. Seeing eye shot to the glove hand on Mason. He's only 2 for 6 in the faceoff circle too, so that was one of his 2 wins. Best chance for the Blue Jackets, and they had lots of them. That one from Paulson, who missed the net. Otherwise, a ton of violent collisions with the individuals and the end boards in this game tonight. The Stars have been out-hit by a 2-1 margin through the first 40 minutes of play, and you heard Steve Ott talk about it between periods. They've been outworked.
Dallas Stars right up there with the big boys after a week and a half of the 2011-2012 season. Razor trying to go 5-1.
Well, the big boys, but you look at that list and it's kind of a mishmash of surprises and those that you would expect. You know, Toronto's 3-0-1. The Avalanche have won 5 of 6. The Stars, I think, would surprise some people at 4-1, alongside their divisional partners, the Ducks, who moved to 4-1. But Glenn Gulletson, if things don't turn around in the work department here in the third period, is going to have to dust off that speech from after the game in Chicago on Saturday night, when he was really upset that they got outworked.
Ott and Dorsett, a little something going. They divide at center. Columbus wins the faceoff. Dallas, again, very good in the circle tonight overall. But it suspiciously doesn't feel that way. Trevor Daley will throw it out.
Did lead to the only goal, though.
Yep. Jamie Benn 4 for 5 through 2 periods. Jake Dowell 5 for 6. And Vern Fiddler 7 for 10. Louis Eriksson ripped it away at center. And Steve Ott puts it into these seats below us.
You know, you watch Jamie Benn play the game, and you know, this is a good indication of what he does, some of the subtle things that he does every shift. You know, Stars are under pressure. There's Ben, the center iceman, to come back, support both defensemen, hustle to get the puck, win it along the boards, and then take off on the gallop to join the attack. It goes up into the stands, but he is a full 200 feet of the rink, dominating presence every time he's on the ice.
He only played 1 preseason game. Injury slowed him down. He said finally on Saturday he kind of felt like he was back to feeling up to speed. Rolls in on Lettman, and there's Surrey off to the left. Banked it. It's another crack. Puts it out to center.
Well, they've had to work for every inch of ice coming out of their own zone. The Blue Jackets have been spot on their forecheck.
This one gets through. Dvorak toward Burish at the line. Wasn't expecting the pass. Reddick took it around behind. Numbered pass Johnson. Out to Party at the line. Left shot at the right point. Wanted to go backhand and deep. Giroux, toss it to the Dallas line. Ben again right back out there.
Yep.
Turned it in on his own amidst 4. Loose shot, score! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's 2-0 Dallas, and that was all Jamie Benn.
This is DIY. Do it yourself. Off for a shift, jumps back on the ice, knocks it out of midair, spins off one check, dances through 2 others, knifes it away, and shoves it upstairs. What a demon. Wow. Look at it. I mean, you basically have an individual who just beat 5 guys to give the Stars a little insurance. What a goal.
Benn's second goal of the season, second point of the night. I mean, that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Nash trying to answer. I don't know if Lettman got a piece or not. Pile up in front, loose puck. Lettman coming over to take it away.
What a great stop.
Oh,
he had figure 4 leg lock right in front of him between Nash and I think Goligoski were down, and Kari Lettinen had to just fight his way across on his knees to come up with that stop. Blue Jackets come right back with the Nash line. They almost get that goal back. Watch Kari Lettinen after there's the figure 4 leg lock. Here comes dove across like Tim Howard. Got that one with the torso.
Umberger had 25 goals, second to Nash, and 57 points, second to Nash last year. He's got 1 assist this season and no goals.
Yeah, there are 2 guys that have had really slow starts for them that they could ill afford with all the injuries are Vermette and Umberger. I really like this guy. He gives you 100% of him every single shift. And you expect that guy to respond here tonight.
Just on that goal for Ben, Dvorak and Burish.
I would have just gave all the assists to Jamie Benn.
It should be a 3-pointer for Ben.
Dvorak got the assist as he changed.
Savard kept it in. Another collision involving Kari Lettman. The man toppled over him off to the side of the crease, and Brassard was the guy who toppled over him, and now a hand pass against Nash and Brassard.
Good ice from the ref in behind the net to catch that one. That wasn't easy. Another look at this gem from Ben. Whoopsie daisy and perfectly tucked underneath the crossbar, or off the crossbar. Chip paint with that one. I mean, how many do we have already like that from him in his young career? Scored a dazzler in Minnesota last season that sticks out. The shorthanded goal against St. Louis at home.
LA.
This one though is, I mean, this is Yager-esque back in the day when he used to beat 5 guys and score.
This would be one you want to frame and hang on your wall. Jamie Benn, 5th round pick, 129th in 07.
Pretty good little move by Glenn Gullikson too to recognize and immediately, double shift off, shift on, and it pays off.
Of course, Gullikson had him when they made that deep run in the playoffs a couple of years ago in Austin. Nystrom in for a shot off Mason's blocker. McKenzie fought it to the Dallas line. And then Wandell decks McKenzie. Robida passing off. Surrey slapping it out. Let the battle ensue there at center ice. Fiddler shoved off the puck. Surrey coming up. And he decks Giroux.
You're going to call that a penalty? Cross-checking. Allegedly, I would say. Another look at that one. Came right after the Blue Jackets. Got a pretty good lick in there. Big Giroux on that one, upended. I don't think he cross-checked, man. I don't think he had 2 hands on his stick. 2 for hitting. Stars penalty killing. Big reason why they were able to hang on to the 1-0 lead through 2 periods of play. See if they can hold the fort here again here early in the 3rd.
3 for 3 in the game tonight. Crossville goes to the front of the net. Clicks him. Eludes Erickson. Russell over to Giroux. Giroux put it in front. Tip and a save on Vermette.
It's more of that tracking from Kari Lettman. Stared that one onto his right arm.
Crossbolt. Vermette out to Clixon. Passing it to Prospel. Down low off Grossman's stick. Daly challenging Vermette. Worked it away from Giroux to Ott. And he'll take the center stripe and shoot it in.
Long stick of Grossman's. Made the play. Good hustle by the 2 defensemen, Daly and Grossman, to make sure the diffuse was looking like dangerous pressure again from the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Midway through Surrey's penalty. Hardy and Brassard back there. Dribble to the corner. That's Savard. Nash from the half wall. Umberger's in front of the net. Tootin sneaking down. Robida was diving, and Burish knocked it out. Here's Nash. Right back in. Pressure from the front and behind, and he can't get away from Hardy. Robida to the boards. Umberger kept it in. Tapped away and out to the line. Here's Savard walking it to the middle. Handing it to Nash. Shot it. Save. Rebound. Score. Finally. It's Brassard, and it's a 2-1 game.
This just felt like it was going to happen. Unfortunate for Surrey. takes the minor. The Blue Jackets cash in. It's a real rapid play. Umberger setting up the screen in front. Stars couldn't find the rebound off the pad, left pad of Kari Lehtinen. Good hustle though, that big heavy shot of Nash from distance. And as Lehtinen tried to refine his feet, or regain his feet, he couldn't find the puck in time. Quick hands right in front of Burish and Hardy. And Broussard, big celebration to cut the lead in half with that goal.
I like the song.
He's getting an opportunity to play on their top line. Young Broussard is. The injury to Jeff Carter, and it pays dividends here, so they get an answer back to the brilliant goal from Jamie Benn earlier in the period.
That's Broussard's first point of the year. Here comes Benn back the other way. A little too far for Eriksson. He finds it, shot it, blocked. Ott trying to wrap around. He's got Benn back of the net now. Swiveling away on the backhand out to Grossman, passing to Daly at the right point. Heaving it into the corner for Eriksson. Paulson checked him. Ott unable to go. Eriksson, oh, just missed Benn. Grossman with people in front, shot it off the post, rebound, Ott can't get there. Grossman sending it to Daly at the right point. Dallas with a big surge here after that goal.
This line again, and Glenn Gulletson seems to be leaving the Ribeiro line on the bench here in the third period. They've made one appearance, and it was a brief one. Now they're coming out now, and we're 6 minutes into this third period.
Savard inside his own line to Feder Tootin. There's Vermette. Fumbled it. Crossbow carrying it in, shooting. Save Kari with 13:50 to go in the third period. Jamie Benn with one you're going to see, well, for as long as you continue to watch the National Hockey League. And then one that Columbus needed to get back in the game. It's 2-1 Stars with 13:50 to play.
Gulletson maybe utilizing the power of the pine here in the third period. As he's had the Ribeiro line off for a while, they're going to play things on the other side of this TV timeout. They were so dynamic on Saturday night at home, and they've been rendered inconsequential for much of this. Went hard with the Benn line early, paid dividends, got them up 2-0. They take a penalty, give up a goal. See whether the Ribeiro, Morrow, Ryder trio can get their game going here now. Straight up against the top line on the other side.
R.J. Umberger, Rick Nash, Derek Broussard. Jackets win it. Ryder pulled down Nash, but the Stars come away with the puck. Here comes Ribeiro. Skipped one in. Ryder leaning in there back of the goal. Toward the line, Surrey scrambling. He'll fire, score! Ryder tipped it in front. And it's 3-1 Dallas.
What a tip. What a shot. Good hustle by Sheldon Surrey. I'm sure that feels good as he gets that right back. He was sitting in sin when the Blue Jackets got on the board. There's the hustle to get over to the puck and just winds it toward the net. Reach out. Ryder with that long stick, and it's a long shafted stick. Connects with it, goes right through the wickets of Steve Mason. So the Stars get it right back again. All smiles from that group now.
Isn't that funny? Michael Ryder's second goal of the season. Sheldon Surrey's fourth assist and fifth point in 6 games for the Dallas Stars. And here comes Fiddler. Dallas up 3-1, 13 minutes to play. Goligoski jumping up. In front! He had 2 people cutting to the net, and Giroux wound up in, over, and behind his goaltender.
Another goalie gets rocked, this time Burish. He got hammered in there, though, as Mason collects himself. What the Stars want to do, take the puck wide, take it at the net, drive the net. Defenseman up on the rush. Much Burish could do on that one. He's reaching out trying to get the deflection in there and ends up toppling Mason. Boy, it's a tough one if you're the Blue Jackets to absorb. You've got a little drive back into the game. Stars come down. Bing. Gulletson's looking brilliant here in the third period, too. Every button he's pushing is working.
Well, they said he was good. Goligoski got there, but it's centered in front, and the Stars make the play.
Yeah, Nystrom, good defensive play in front of the net.
And now he's McDowell leading the charge back in the other way and grinding it along the boards. Dvorak. Eric Nystrom, first game as a Star. Worked it along to Dowell. Tip it back into Nystrom. Just fine.
Got a little double shift for Dvorak too, the responsible winger.
Goligoski, and nice little play there. Mason had to make the save. Calling all parents and kids, backed by popular demand this season, the Stars Tom Thumb Kids Club, presented by Dr. Pepper. Sign your kids up on DallasStars.com. You get great goodies, including 2 free Stars tickets provided by Tom Thumb. Space is limited. Sign up today. It's a really fun thing. Stars win this faceoff. Grossman toward the net. There's Ben. What's he going to do here? Gave it to Oct. Slid it deep for Eriksson. Martinic picking up the check. Eriksson staying with it. Ben back out to the line. Daly giving it to Grossman. Flipped it in deep. Now it's a lot more zone time here. Columbus able to knock it out. Grossman inside his own line with full possession. Drew Paulson to him, passed it off to Eriksson. Columbus needs a change. They are off in for a look. Morrow. And Mason came out. Did Mason come out?
See if this one goes to center ice. They're going to chat this maybe before they take it all the way back down, or no?
I thought he went out.
Little chip by Morrow puts him needing a face-off win in their own zone. 2 teams yet to win. Columbus, one of them, the New York Rangers, who started the season in Europe and start the season on the road as they modify MSG. Still looking for their first victory.
A nearly $1 billion renovation on the Garden. Ribeiro up ahead. There goes Ryder. Into the Columbus zone. Morrow pulled it away, put it in front. Savard slammed it back out.
It was good work by Mike Ribeiro in the Dallas end to win that puck along the boards.
Surrey at center ice. Now Nash will try it. Surrey forced the offside at the line. He went out to attack Nash.
They're going to give Surrey a penalty here again, I think. Somebody's getting the gate. Wow.
Dallas 4-4, so this for holding.
Surrey stepped up at the blue line on Nash, and as he did that, there's no question he took a hand off the stick. Let's have another look at it. I don't think he held him. He might have seatbelted him for a second and shoved him. So back-to-back minors to Sheldon Surrey, who admitted this morning that he's still finding his timing a little bit. Hasn't played a lot of hockey the last couple of years because of injuries.
Dallas' penalty minute leader now, 19. Blitzum shot it. Robida blocks it. This is the 5th power play of the game for Columbus. They scored on the last one. They are 2 for 29 this season. Both goals coming against Dallas. One Saturday, one tonight. Giroux knocked it into the corner. Vermette dealt it back. Blitzum worked it back over to Giroux. Nobody in front. He shot it anyway, and that's blocked by Party. Robida clears.
Good hustle by Stefan Robida, who's dealing with Russell Rate. The defenseman came down to the front of the net, had him covered, and then won the foot race of that loose puck.
75 seconds left on the Surrey minor. Brassard has the goal, but he turned it over at the line, and Eriksson clears.
Well, happy hands of the independent contractor on the way in there.
Young Savard. Nash. All the way around. Grossman swung and missed. Nash back of the net. That's Brassard. Out to Tootin. Brassard down to Nash. Grossman forced him. Tootin shot it. Blocked in front. Loose off the tie-up. And the Stars will come away with it. That's Eriksson. Settling things at center ice. He'll kill a little more clock.
That shot hit Umberger right in the logo on his chest in front of Kari Lehtinen. He was jousting with Daly.
Savard snuck that one in. Dowell took it away, unable to clear. Good bounce to Umberger, who drills a bouncing puck wide. Ben slamming Savard. Centering pass from Vermetna. Save Lehtinen. The rebound is loose. Umberger back of the net. Put it in front. Giroux and a save Lehtinen. Robidoux poked it out. They get Surrey back now, and the Stars 4 for 5 on the kill.
Boy, they barely got through that one. You can see how dangerous it can become when you don't get those pucks out just inside the blue line. It almost came right down their throat. Good stop by Kari Lehtinen again in tight.
Ryder got that one out, but now the Stars have to do it again. Robidoux cranked it. Johnson held it in. Ryder went for the hit. And Morrow made sure it got to center. 8:40 to play in the third period. Shots are 34-16 Columbus. But the Stars, on goals from Ott, Ben, and Ryder, have a 3-1 lead. Alex Goligoski steps forward, passing it to Ryder. Morrow following the play. Line mates will have to tag up, and they'll do that and go to the bench for a change. Blitzham. Mayorov got spun around at center. Daly skips one in. Mason stayed with it. Dorsett. Fiddler blocked the pass. Mundell tipped it in. Burrish going after it. Keep Martinick away. Mundell jammed as he tried to pass to Fiddler. Two-a-side battle out to center ice. Driving this one in was Party.
If the Stars hang on the rest of regulation here, they can really thank their penalty killing. That second period set when they were down 2 men. And then here again, back-to-back minors to Surrey. The first one the Blue Jackets scored on. They get the next one. Hang on.
Yep. Eriksson, Ott, Benner on the ice. Surrey, a bomb. He missed the net.
By a whisker.
Holy cow. It's just...
This line has changed the complexion of the game for Dallas, though. 2 goals. Ben and Ott have both scored. And I just think the way they've gone about their business tonight, especially the center iceman, Ben.
Ott with a steal. Tooten cut him off. McKenzie up ahead. Johansson, 19-year-old, wearing number 19. He's in alone.
Ben hustled to get all the way back and hamper him.
Robidoux out of center. Passing to Ryder. Knifing in. Shot it. He got that shot off around Russell.
He's so good at making sure he can find a way to get that puck into a shooting position.
Brassard trying to split the defense. Can't get by Daly.
It's going to be a tough play for Daly. Good head of speed for Brassard.
Ribeiro at the other end. Shooting. Kick save to the boards. Brassard left it. Here comes Nash. Shot from Umberger. Saved. And Nash goes crashing in front. Brassard wheeling it, and Lehtinen shuts it down. 6:01 to play in the third period. Kari Lehtinen and the Dallas Stars up 3-1 in Columbus.
Another larcenous outing from Kari Lehtinen in the pipes for the Dallas Stars. He's stopped 35 of 36 so far. Steve Mason, the youngster, still trying to find his game, has given up 3 on the 17 shots he's faced. And Kari Lehtinen started last season 4-0. He started this season 4-0. Only won 1 of his next 5 starts as the Stars struggled a little bit on that homestand. They've struggled in their team game here tonight, but not him. He has been fabulous.
12-3-2 in the last 17 games going back to last year where he faces 35 or more. He likes the work. Robidoux back of the net. Nash pushing it through the line. Savard's shot blocked by Fiddler. Oh, is he good at that?
Big shift here. You got the top line out for the Blue Jackets with an offensive draw, and they're pounding this puck.
Nash back of the net. Centered it. Umberger spins. Burrish got some of it. Fiddler will skate the rest to center ice. Knock it in. 5 minutes, 25 seconds left in the third. 3-1 Stars. Trying to go 5-1 in their first 6 games and win their first game on the road. Savard, errant feed. Ben right back down their throats to Eriksson, and that shot wide. Ben protecting the puck. Curling it deep. Eriksson, backhand shot, and then Vermette shoved him into his own net. Goligoski holding the line. Eriksson back of the goal. Stepping away from Savard. Tripped up, gave it to Ott. Eriksson back up. Took it away from Savard. Slipped it out the near side. Goligoski came down for the pinch. Vermette ripped it out to center. Giroux busting after that. Crosspull in the corner to Giroux back of the net. Cleared icing coming up against Dallas. Brent Klitzum on the touch.
It's a good play by Adam Party. One of the things I've noticed about his game in his short time in Dallas is how he uses body position defensively to come up with pucks. He's a big guy. He's got a long reach. But instead of just go in and bowl a guy over, watch him come in here, get the arms, get leverage, get the puck. An errant pass. It wasn't a bad one. It just didn't click up the left wing side. And a wise timeout by Glenn Gulutzan. These guys have been on the ice for a little while. Ben's line, 4.5 minutes left to go in regulation. You're up by 2. Use your timeout, settle things down, and try to secure this victory. The first of 4 straight games on the road for the Stars. They'll go home tonight and then take off for the left coast. Games in Anaheim and Los Angeles on Friday and Saturday, and then a couple of days off before wrapping it up in the desert against the Coyotes.
Glenn Gulutzan, a teacher and a coach. Great success in Las Vegas in the East Coast League and the American League with Dallas's primary affiliate, the Texas Stars. So far, he has their full and undivided attention.
The winner's taking this draw. Umberger on one side and Ott on the other.
Try this again.
That was a mess. Nobody's going to get kicked out. Everybody was illegal.
Ott wins it. Party cracked it up and out. Ben took that puck up high. Ott steering it deep. Dallas can get their change now.
Look at Ben, though. He could have gone and changed. Instead, he read the play, realized the Blue Jackets were coming up, stayed a little longer to help defend, and now gets his change in. He has been fantastic.
And a clear from Kari Lehtinen. Rick Nash at center. Morrow interrupted that attack. Flicks him across the line. Umberger to Nash. Brassard. Daly with the coverage on the Columbus captain. Martinek keeping it in, but right to Daly. Out they come. Ryder. Make sure he got it in. It's pumped right back out and into the changing Columbus bench with 3.5 to play in the third period. The Stars 3, the Jackets 1 in Columbus. We'll finish it next.
Jamie Benn has been godlike as this game has moved along tonight, and Glenn Gulutzan has ridden him hard as the game has moved along. And he provides us with tonight's Miller Lite taste of greatness. Grab yourself a libation and enjoy this full frontal lobotomy on 4 defenders and a netminder. All Jamie Benn all the time. 1-0 game at the time. 2-0 just like that. Breezy and easy. Look at him go. What a goal. That was tasty.
22 last year for Jamie Benn. I mean, he's just 22 years old.
That's a young man's league now. There's lots of really good young players, and he's one of them.
Stars up 3-1. Face off at center, 3:25 to play. Shot out of the pile. Vermette missed the net.
Well, that's not the place to regurgitate a puck if you're Tommy Vondel right in the high slot.
Drifts back out to center. Grossman will make him come 200 feet. That's 36-18 Columbus. Wandell can't get it out. Russell cutting to the middle. Shot, score! 3-2.
Well, this was breezy defending this time, and a bullet of a shot by young Russell, who they seem willing to wait forever for him to truly break out. A very talented defender. He just lost Tommy Wandell, who had a forgettable shift here. Walked into the high slot and spanked one past the glove hand of Kari Lehtinen. That makes this final 3 minutes rather interesting.
Russell had 5 goals and a career-high 23 points last season. That is his first goal and point of the year, and it's 3-2, 2:45 to play. Up they come. The Jackets have scored exactly 2 goals now in all 6 games this season. They haven't gotten to 3. They need 3 tonight. Broussard lurking in front of the net. Umberger tossed it back out. Tootin fought it a bit, and now it's Nash back of the net. He couldn't pick it up. Surrey using the boards. He cleared it off Martinick, but now they wave it.
It looked like the defenseman was one pinching in, and two may have touched it a little bit, and they were still going to call it icing.
Tootin will try it from long range. Lehtinen. Broussard knocked it down with a high stick, and Ryder. As Morrow in pursuit. Aggressively on Martinick.
Yeah, the tenacity is ramped up for Dallas as the game has moved along. They've needed it, and they've needed that tally from Ryder. That's the difference in the game right now.
Ribeiro staying out at center. Crossbow coming to the line. He'll shoot it on in. Mason starting out toward his bench. 1:40 remaining. 3-2 Dallas. Ribeiro couldn't get it out. There goes Mason. Goligoski back of the net. Extra attacker coming for the Jackets. Hardy up the boards. Burish trying to keep Giroux off his back. Hardy's there with Vermette. A whole pile up and dribbles back of the net. Here's Nash putting it in front. Bouncing puck now to the boards. 1:15 remaining. It's stolen, and Ryder getting away at center ice. Ryder couldn't send it toward the empty net. Russell took it away. Ribeiro is with him, but Ryder chewing up some clock here. Against 3 Jackets. Finally, up come the Jackets with the puck under a minute to play. They need a goal to tie Vermette. Into the zone to Nash. All the way around it goes. Giroux couldn't control it. Dvorak doesn't get it out. Nash in the corner in front. That went off a skate. It was Robidas and into the far side. Nash now with 40 left. Out to the line to Klitzum. Has to pivot. Gives it to Nash with people in front. Tipped, and it rolls wide. They try and work it back out front, and the Stars will take this whistle. Fiddler shoots it out, but it won't go deep enough for icing.
Stars have already used their timeout, too, so they wouldn't have that available. This is going to be icing going the other way.
Against Columbus with 18 seconds remaining, and we'll see if Scott Arniel wants to talk about things.
I'm sure he will, but he's going to have to put his goalie back in there, too. What a play by Russell. This looked like it was going to be a foregone conclusion. Ryder had both Ribeiro and Burish breaking to the net. No goalie in there, and a one-on-one battle was won by Russell at the end. Here's that just about. Yeah. Blue Jackets. No, he doesn't want his timeout. I think that's what the referee was checking on. He went over to Arniel to see whether he wanted it. He doesn't. Now he does. Well, it's like he's trying to freeze the kicker.
I was going to say, it's a lot like that. Wait right before.
Only there's no point to it, really.
I don't understand.
That just makes no point whatsoever.
Explain it to me. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
We're going to trick them. Right before they drop the puck, then we're going to call the timeout.
I don't know. So they've got 18 seconds with the puck 180 feet away from their own net in a one-goal game to try to secure their first victory on the road this season and bump their record to 5-1. Talk about what happens if they lose this draw, and I think the biggest key here is if the Blue Jackets gain control, and they get Mason to the bench, is making sure you're aware of the guy coming off the bench for Columbus, who will be like a free rover into the Dallas end of things.
Glenn Gulletson wants Stefan Robida and Sheldon Souray, and then Jamie Benn's unit of 3 with Steve Ott, who will take the faceoff, and Louis Eriksson. Umberger will work with Ott. Ott kicked it forward. Set play out to Nash at center. Souray got caught up with the linesman. Robida cranks it around, not out. Along the boards, the stickless Souray tried to glove it out. It bounces in the slot. Eriksson will cover up. And the Stars hang on and win it. The Jackets stay winless. Kari Lehtinen again. 38 saves to backstop Dallas to their 5th win.
He's almost unbeatable when the opposition gets 40 shots and they get held to 40 on the number here tonight. Stars outshot 40-18 and win it 3-2. A lot of him, and a lot of that Ben, Ott, Eriksson line right to the bitter end.
Tonight's game produced by Jason Walsh, directed by Mark Vittorio. The associate producers are John Sponsler and Doug Foster. Dallas Stars tonight win their first road game 3-2 over the Columbus Blue Jackets. For Darrell Ray, I'm Ralph Strangis. The post-game show is next.